Tonight on the Grant Caldwell Report, a stunning development from the Winter Games that has sent shockwaves across the global sports world. If you want critical updates like this, developments the mainstream coverage sometimes misses, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss what happens next. What unfolded at the 2026 Winter Olympics was not just a competition result. It was a moment that raises serious questions about expectations, pressure, and the unpredictable nature of elite performance on the world stage. Here's what we know right now. According to multiple reports, American snowboard star Chloe Kim, widely expected to dominate the women's halfpipe and pursue a third consecutive Olympic gold medal, fell short in a result that stunned analysts, fans, and commentators alike. The outcome disrupted what many believed would be one of the most predictable victories of the Games. But the result itself is only part of the story. What matters, and what we are closely examining tonight, is how a seemingly dominant athlete, entering with overwhelming momentum and global expectations, could face such an unexpected reversal under Olympic pressure. Was this simply the nature of competition? Or does it reveal something deeper about performance demands, preparation, or the evolving field of international rivals? At this hour, several details remain unclear. Reports describe mistakes during critical runs and stronger than anticipated performances from competitors. However, full official breakdowns of judging analysis, scoring differentials, and strategic decisions are still being evaluated. We cannot independently verify every claim circulating online, and speculation continues to spread faster than confirmed information. And that uncertainty is exactly why this story matters. The Olympics are built on narratives of dominance, legacy, and national pride. When a near-certain outcome suddenly collapses, it forces a closer look at the systems surrounding elite competition, coaching decisions, competitive pressure, and the rising global talent challenging established champions. Tonight we begin with the verified timeline of events that led to this historic upset. What exactly happened in the halfpipe? What do the confirmed results show? And why did expectations diverge so sharply from reality? Because the deeper you look at this moment, the more questions emerge about performance, pressure, and the razor-thin margin between victory and defeat on the world's biggest stage. Section 2. Verified facts only. Here are the confirmed facts based on reporting from major sports outlets and official Olympic coverage. The women's snowboard halfpipe final took place during the Winter Games in Italy, drawing global attention because of the expected performance of defending champion Chloe Kim, who entered the event seeking a third consecutive Olympic gold medal. According to coverage from ESPN, Yahoo Sports, and Live Olympic Reporting, Kim had previously won gold in both 2018 and 2022, establishing herself as one of the most dominant athletes in the sport. Heading into the final, she was widely considered the favorite. Reports indicate that during the competition, Kim experienced errors in key runs that affected her final score. Olympic halfpipe scoring is determined by judges evaluating difficulty, execution, amplitude, and overall performance across multiple attempts. Athletes typically receive several runs, with their highest score counting toward final placement. According to event coverage, Kim was unable to deliver a clean, high-scoring run sufficient to secure the top position. Official results confirmed that she did not win gold, ending her attempt at a historic third straight Olympic title. The competition field included multiple elite international snowboarders who delivered strong performances under pressure. Coverage from sports outlets confirms that rival athletes posted higher scores through technically demanding runs and consistent execution, ultimately surpassing Kim in the final standings. Event reporting also confirms that the outcome was immediately described by analysts as a major upset because of Kim's prior Olympic success and dominant reputation entering the Games. From a timeline perspective, the sequence is clear. First, Kim advanced through qualifying rounds to reach the final competition stage. Second, the final event took place with multiple scoring attempts for each competitor. Third, Kim's runs included mistakes or incomplete execution according to competition reports. Fourth, other competitors achieved higher final scores. Fifth, official Olympic results confirmed the change in podium expectations. These results were published through official Olympic reporting and recognized by international media covering the Games. The event scoring process follows standards overseen by Olympic authorities and governing bodies operating under the supervision of the International Olympic Committee. What is also confirmed is the broader context. Kim entered the event with global expectations tied not only to performance, but to legacy. A third consecutive gold medal would have placed her among the most decorated athletes in Olympic snowboarding history. The result therefore represents a significant shift from projected outcomes widely discussed before the event. At this stage, however, confirmed reporting focuses only on competition performance and final results. There are no verified reports of injury, misconduct, or rule violations affecting the outcome. The official record reflects a standard competitive result determined by scoring and execution. The verified facts establish the outcome, but they do not fully explain why expectations diverge so dramatically from reality, and that leads to the next phase of this story. Section 3. Claims versus reality. Now we move to what remains unresolved: the gap between expectations and outcome. Before the event, widespread projections suggested a dominant performance from the defending champion. Analysts, commentators, and sports coverage consistently described the women's halfpipe final as an opportunity for a historic third consecutive Olympic victory. That expectation shaped public perception long before the competition began. But expectations are not results. The confirmed reality is that mistakes during critical runs reduced scoring potential, while competitors delivered stronger executions. That is the verified explanation supported by official competition results and event reporting. Olympic judging criteria: difficulty, amplitude, and execution reward precision under pressure, and even small errors can significantly impact final scores. However, several claims circulating publicly go beyond confirmed facts. Some commentators have suggested that pressure surrounding legacy expectations may have affected performance. Others argue the competitive field has rapidly advanced, narrowing the margin between dominant champions and emerging rivals. These interpretations remain analysis, not verified conclusions. There is also speculation online regarding judging decisions and scoring standards. At this time, there is no confirmed evidence from official Olympic authorities indicating irregularities in scoring, rule violations, or procedural concerns. The results stand as validated competition outcomes. This distinction is critical. Confirmed facts show a competitive loss based on performance. Unverified claims attempt to explain why it happened. That difference matters because Olympic narratives often shape perception more powerfully than raw results. When an athlete enters with overwhelming expectations, any outcome short of victory can appear extraordinary, even when the result falls within the normal range of elite competition. Another reality that deserves attention is the evolving global landscape of the sport. International competitors have continued pushing technical boundaries, increasing difficulty levels, and improving consistency. This trend has been documented across multiple Winter Games cycles, meaning the margin for error among top athletes continues to shrink. The contradiction, therefore, is clear. Public expectation assumed continued dominance. Competitive reality delivered a different result, and this raises broader questions about how narratives form around elite athletes, particularly when media projections and historical performance create an assumption of inevitability. The Olympic stage, however, has always been defined by uncertainty, where outcomes hinge on execution in a matter of seconds. The gap between projection and performance is not unusual in sports history, but when it happens on the Olympic stage, with global attention and national pride at stake, the consequences extend far beyond a single event result. That leads directly to the next issue: who shapes expectations? Who controls the narrative of dominance? And when projections fail, where does accountability fall, with athletes, institutions, or the systems surrounding elite competition? What happened at the Winter Games is now part of the official record. A dominant favorite entered the world's biggest stage with expectations of history. The competition unfolded. Mistakes occurred in critical moments. Rivals delivered stronger performances. The result changed the narrative of the event and reminded the world how fragile dominance can be at the highest level of sport. Those are the confirmed facts, but the larger story is still developing. Moments like this reshape careers, redefine expectations, and alter the trajectory of entire sports. When an outcome overturns what many believed was inevitable, it forces institutions, analysts, and audiences to reconsider how performance is measured and how predictions are formed. The Olympic stage does not guarantee legacy, it tests it, and the questions that remain are significant. How will this result affect the future of elite snowboarding competition? Will the global field continue closing the gap between established champions and rising talent? How will expectations surrounding dominant athletes evolve after such a visible reversal? And what does this moment reveal about pressure, preparation, and performance when the entire world is watching? These are not questions with immediate answers. What we know is that elite competition continues to grow more intense, more unpredictable, and more unforgiving. The margin between victory and defeat has never been smaller. A single run, a single decision, a single moment can redefine years of preparation. For the public, the impact extends beyond sport. These moments influence national pride, global perception, and the credibility of narratives built around dominance and certainty. They remind audiences that outcomes are earned in real time, not predicted in advance. As further analysis, official scoring breakdowns, and post-event reactions emerge, we will continue monitoring this story closely. What follows in the aftermath of a historic upset often reveals more than the event itself. Because in the Olympics, the result is never just the end of a competition, it is the beginning of the next chapter. Thank you for watching the Grant Caldwell Report. Subscribe for updates. We follow the facts.